Well, like, that's the most thing. So I cut my knee open at the beach. It was really bad, like down to the bone. It was horrible. And I did it because I'm a pervert. Hello. No, don't. You're meant to be BDS. We keep getting sent free things. Pablo Escobar. I love your stupid shirt. I hate that shirt. Ribena is just for YouTube videos and React. On stream, you get wrist packs.
What is wrist packs?
I think it's like a medical imaging company, and this is from one of their conferences.
Wrist packs. Can I help?
Yeah. Is Alex alive? He's here in the house. He's just working on a animal abuse video.
He's got a big video coming up.
Should be out on Thursday, though. So after that, he'll be back, unfortunately. No more news, no more anything.
No.
Just him drooling.
Which is good because I've got my exams start next week.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's not perfect for me to be here right now. And I keep saying, every single time I come on and I talk about that I've got shit I need to do, I always joke and say, does anyone know anything about administrative law?
And then they do.
No one's ever helped me.
No one's ever helped.
So this time it's a genuine question. Is anyone here a lawyer?
Surely.
Because I have legal trouble. I have an exam coming up. You have a law degree. Uncle Claire.
Uncle. Must be French.
What's your area of expertise?
Well, what is it called? Which one are you looking for? What's your...
I mean, admin is what I'm really struggling with. Administrative law. It's
that sounds easy.
Yeah, what do you know about administrative law?
Well, you got people... You wear the hat. Okay. You wear the hat with the wig.
It's not that boring. Administrative law is it's all about laws that contain the executive. So like things.
So the king can't kill people on Tuesdays.
Not quite, but it's like the public service and all that stuff. When they make decisions about people's matters, it's the law that applies to that. So like if your Centrelink thing gets cancelled and you want to dispute it, the way you go about disputing it would be through administrative law and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, I just find it it's very distinct from the other areas of law, and it's very complicated, and it doesn't have the same juicy information like in criminal law. You're reading a case, and it's like even if the actual legal aspect is boring, you're still reading about someone being killed. So it's kind of interesting.
It's someone's birthday on the 29th. Strawberry Serenade. Happy birthday. What a great day to be born. You were born on the same day as the Wall Street stock market crash. And you were born on the same day as Joseph Goebbels. You should be very proud of yourself.
Happy birthday.
Who else? What else happened on the 29th of October?
Did anything else happen?
Turkish National Day. 29th of October. Happy birthday. Joseph Goebbels' birthday. 29th of October. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Why do you know 29th of October so well?
I look it up. I look up every single day. Don't ask me about any other days. And Wall Street crash of 1929. October 24th. Never mind. Never mind. October 29th. No. Let me get this. October 24th. Black Thursday.
1929.
Yeah, but they also... And October 29th. Black Tuesday. Yeah, so everyone knows Black Tuesday is the main one. Black Thursday. Come on.
I'm Lucas, by the way.
Alex's hotter brother who just knows more about the news and about the world and about getting chicks and about fishing. He knows a lot more about fish.
I know a lot more about fish
and about nature. And
although I know it's crass and in your face to show off about it.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit more. I'm a more humble guy.
And also, it's fraught with risk when you're trying to be a fish guy, because oftentimes when Alex does it, he just gets the fish wrong, and it's embarrassing.
Exactly.
So,
I don't have the hubris. Alex without the hubris. That's what they call me.
But with more knowledge.
That's what the mum said when she was having she was like, "Look, Alex was pretty good. Can we do it now without the?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Look. You all say the same thing. Chat and YouTube commenters, you all have been making the same joke since I first appeared on one of the streams.
What's the joke? Alex got a haircut.
I was listening to this without earphones, and I thought this was Alex.
What do you mean without earphones? Do you have the same voice?
And I thought it was just Alex with a mustache.
That's pretty good.
You keep saying the same thing.
And
because I'm so new, My mic. I know
No, it looks like
it's
it's working.
difficult. It's mic cutting out. It's because I have to hold it.
No, yours is the right one.
No, mine wasn't popping up.
No.
It goes in and out, in and out,
Yeah.
in and out. Burger.
Alex took the microphone to his room for some reason. I don't know what the fuck he's
Do
recording in
secret
there.
recording.
And classic ADHD man takes it apart, takes all the components and throws them around in random places, and now they're gone. And it was just one task. It was move the microphone to the room, bring it back. And now the 3 bits are missing.
He's fucking how he is.
Huh?
But I was saying in and out. There's like an ASMR thing to say. You know how they have what do they call it? JOI? Is there any JOI but for like sex?
What's JOI?
Jerk off instructions.
Oh, I thought it was like join on investment or something.
No.
Or just,
So now I'm taking
That's
over the role of
ROI.
being the sex guy.
yeah.
Is there any?
I'm too sleepy to be a sex guy.
Are you sleepy? Why are you so sleepy? Too much sex.
No sex. Because I got to jizz in a cup.
Aha. Tell us all about it.
Well, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 in the evenings. With a partner.
Ah, yes.
Who's not very good at
That's right.
video games. And man, like a lot of arguments.
It's funny when you play video games with women normally.
Yeah.
Because like we've been playing ever since we were kids.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that you don't even realize that is learnt.
Yeah.
Just all these things
Even if
like,
it's like a brand
the
new-
analog sticks and the iPhone inventory, potion does this. Just there's certain things that exist in all things. And if you haven't been exposed to that for much of your life, all this stuff is new.
It's brand new. Yeah. I
What do you argue about? Like strategy?
everything, strategy, like there's a, I don't know. Yeah, it's that. It's like it's a lack of patience on my part, because you'd be in the middle of this thing and you'd be
Is this about Baldur's Gate or something
Yeah.
more? Oh, okay.
it's about
It's
everything.
just a lack of patience on my part.
you'd be in this situation, you're in this fight and you're trying to explain here's
Why the
what-
fuck are you trying to explain Dota to your girlfriend? That's where you went wrong.
No,
Why are you explaining Dota to anyone?
my partner wanted to play.
Yep.
It wasn't suggested by me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, or the world's quite overwhelming, and there are
Again, this just sounds like you're talking about life.
yeah, the world of Baldur's Gate's quite overwhelming. There's lots of things around that you can pick up and do, and so you'd be trying to explain a scenario and be like, oh look, this is what your capabilities are. How would you like to use them in this situation? And then they're off turning themselves into a cat and just picking up shit, stealing stuff, and it's just okay, I don't like.
Sounds like trouble in paradise.
Yeah, but it's going well. It's getting better and better. Very fun game. Have you ever played it? Oh, you played Divinity,
I played Divinity 2,
which is the same game.
which is similar. Apparently Baldur's Gate is bigger. I played that during COVID with my housemate. Those were
yeah.
the best days of my life.
Wait, that really?
I loved COVID. I loved COVID so much.
Really?
I always feel a bit bad for saying that though, because a lot of people had a really horrible time during COVID.
I had a pretty horrible time.
Yeah.
It was my fault. I was living with my parents.
There you go.
I was a failed YouTuber, and I had to live
What's
with
changed?
yeah, nothing. It was the same guy. And I was living with my parents because I didn't want to get a real job. But COVID came, and they're old, so I'm like, okay, well, I can't do anything. I don't want to make them sick. But I'm not going to move out.
Yeah.
So
I was living out of home, and I lost my job.
loser.
No, I like my job shut down because it was in the CBD. And
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't-
right.
So in Australia, Sydney had really tough restrictions. Melbourne was much tougher, but in Sydney we had a thing. See, look, I wasn't an essential worker. That's the thing. For office workers like me, I was working at a union at the time. They did restrictions that you couldn't leave your local government area or move 10 kilometers from your home. So because of that, I couldn't go to my job because it wasn't an essential thing. So I just got $1,500 a fortnight from the government to do whatever the fuck I wanted. All I had to do was not leave my LGA. My housemate was also on it. So we just played Divinity all day. We would play Divinity until 2, 3 p.m. Then I would read War and Peace. Then I would cook a crazy fucking meal, and then we would drink until 3 a.m. and do it again. And I did that for 2.5 months.
That's
it was
beautiful.
So good. It was like the best holiday of my life. I bought all new clothes because I had more money than I had previously. It was amazing.
Also less expenses.
There's no expenses.
You're not going anywhere.
And then I'd get bored and I'd be like, I wonder what I'll do. I'll go for a 5-hour walk and listen to podcasts.
Actually, we went on a lot of walks together during COVID.
Yeah. And that was the other thing as well. I felt like because everyone was just sitting around with nothing to do, we almost had made more time for each other. Like, I think I saw more friends to just go for walks and stuff like that. And catching up was always nice because there was always a common ground to begin with. You'd always be like, how's COVID going? And you'd talk about a family member, you'd talk about this, you'd talk about that. It'd be like during World War II, I'm sure it was very nice. There's like a total war thing going on, that the main thing that you can all kind of go back to and talk about that. And I also liked it, we all were watching the same shit.
Oh,
you all
yeah,
watch
that
Gladys
was awesome.
Berejiklian every day? I don't know if
really
I've said that on stream before. They need to bring that back. The fireside chats with Berejiklian, the happiest I've been in a very long time was during COVID.
That's wild.
It's also because, I'm a very lazy man. You see me in I often do the same thing with my day as I did during COVID. A lot of lying on the lounge, reading, cooking dinners, and walk.
Did you move on to
walks.
EU4?
I do EU4. But
that thing sucks.
So I think there was also something nice because of the lockdowns, because we were all locked down and everyone was locked down at the same time. I didn't have that same neoliberal productivity guilt. When I was lying on the lounge reading War and
Like no one
Peace-
else is doing anything.
Exactly. When I do that now,
Apart from the nurses and the doctors.
of course,
and
yeah. But they're not like me. I wasn't comparing myself to them. Those are workers. So it's like I felt fine. I felt absolutely fine to just be on holiday for
That's
2
pretty
months.
cool.
Whereas
I've never had
nowadays,
that
at the
with
beginning
that
of the
feel.
year now, I had a holiday when before starting uni. I felt like a dickhead.
I feel like my
I felt like
last,
such an arsehole.
my last guiltless holiday was probably after the HSC.
Again, that's probably because of you're at that stage of your life. It's almost
You're allowed to,
accepted.
yeah.
You've finished HSU. This is a good time to now take some time to yourself.
No, I had a fuck time during COVID, like mental health wise. But I had a funny thing in that I was working. I'm not going to say where because this was illegal. But the government
I'm not
was
sure
like,
it works to just say, I broke our law. Not going to tell you which one.
Which
though.
one?
Try and catch me.
where the government had a thing, very, very nice program, where if you're laid off or you get reduced hours because of COVID restrictions, the government will give you a certain allowance.
They had the JobKeeper allowance.
Yeah, my boss heard about that and he's like, oh, great. I'm going to pretend to lay you guys off.
Yep.
And then the government pays you, but you keep coming working for me.
Yep.
And I was like, well, okay.
Yep.
And that was it. I was just getting paid by the government. I was technically unemployed for a long period of time there.
Yep.
That's actually a horrible deal.
Yep. Well, it's for some people, I know other people that their bosses did that, but their boss was like, we'll cut down your hours so you're working less and you're getting paid the same amount as you were before, and then they were getting some benefit out of it. So it was like a win-win. You're both like, let's get Morrison. Yeah, lots of people are posting about their horrible time they had during COVID. And of course,
I think mainly it was horrible.
it was horrible.
it was really
in lots of
nice.
ways. I think what I would like to say, because people don't emphasize it, is just what I found interesting was the communal, how nice the communal thing was.
I did like that.
How much the social project. I really liked having a social project that we were all doing together, the way that we were all keeping up with one another, and also just how much like the government stepping in and giving fucking people money was amazing. I loved the vaccination centers as well. You know all about that. I think I might just be a fascist.
Yeah, give up on all this other stuff.
I know, it's
you just want to see a strong government.
Well, that's all I want. It's just like one of them, replace equality with nationalism, bang, I'm a fascist.
Same thing.
I'm actually the way that people describe fascism. Oh, they're just
No, you know what
communist.
you are? You're a libertarian's idea of what a communist
Exactly.
is. Like you don't
Exactly.
actually care about
No.
equality or anything. All you want is a very large
Just
government.
be government.
You just want more government. Do more stuff. Make
more.
death camps.
I just
Organize them really well.
It's so nice and efficient. Oh, it's so nice and efficient.
You know what I really loved during COVID?
What?
Probably my favorite thing about it, because I'm a what is it called? don't want to say deviant. That sounds much worse. But a
Delinquent?
degenerate.
Yeah.
The dating apps. So good during COVID.
I had a
Firstly,
girlfriend.
all the loser. Firstly, all the sexy people who are going to be out in the clubs and not like on their phone 24/7, they're stuck. They can't go anywhere. They have to swipe on you. That was amazing. And secondly,
You're both so toxic.
And secondly, the dates were so wholesome.
Yeah.
Usually dates from dating apps, you're sitting in a bar and you're just sitting across from each other, just both getting drunk while talking to each other. Here you go for walks in the park. It felt like courting in like this as a 17th century aristocrat. You'd be like, can I read you a poem while we stroll through the garden?
Take your walk and go through the garden.
But it was so good. Like I got into a relationship during COVID from a walk in the garden, and it was
a walk in the park.
It was I loved it. Every date was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should, I don't know. It's in your power to go ask someone to go on a date for a walk in the park.
Yeah.
I guess it just sounds lame.
It does. It also sounds like actually. I feel like those like male influencers that give like tips for how to do good dates or something. That's something that they would say. They'd be like, be spontaneous. Don't just go to a bar. Be like, let's go for a picnic instead. And I would be like, oh, you're a fucking loser. That's lame. Just go to the bar and play my favorite game. See how much beer you can drink in an hour. But instead, it's like, no, you have to do this. And it was very nice. So maybe those guys are onto something.
What I also really like about it is like, I don't know. I have no gauge of like what's cool. And I learned from dates that there are certain places that in general girls like. And it was, I hated doing it because I'm like, I don't get anything out of this place. I know that like this like light here and this
cocktail bar or something
probably means something to this person. The best thing about COVID is I didn't have to pretend. Yeah. Like we just go to the park and I don't have to be like, oh, let's go to this cool place for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's cool. I don't know why everything's like fucking 50% more expensive. I don't get it. But this time it's like, oh, look, all we can do is go to the park. What a shame. This sucks. Let's go for a beautiful walk in nature.
I had multiple friends who ended up falling in love with their roommates during lockdown. Surprisingly, they are all still together. That's very nice.
Oh my God. I've already fallen in love with all my roommates. I love them all.
I made a very good friend out of that. That housemate I was with, I wasn't really friends with them before. We were just living together. And then we were both just locked down together and we started to hang out all the time.
That's great.
Someone else said,
I love that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Someone else said the lack of traffic was so nice. I was riding bikes around, going for long bike rides, and I wasn't scared to ride on the roads because there was no cars. Someone else mentioned the northern beaches, keeping the plebs out. That's true. But we also got to go lock down on them. Remember?
That was good.
They did the hard, tough lockdown, sent in the cops
risk places
and shut down Spit and stuff like that.
Probably not as much as they did to the west.
No, yeah, they fucked over the west too. But we're looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. Didn't you get the memo?
Yeah, okay. COVID was
rose-tinted glasses, nostalgia even. Is it too soon to be nostalgic for COVID?
No.
Global carbon emissions went down. You know what else went down?
The dolphins came back to Venice. Was that the thing? Or what was it? It was so stupid.
I'll tell you what else went down.
What?
I think suicides went down. And one thing that they said the reason for that was because of the increase in welfare. Yeah. Which is just so depressing. Sorry to now go, we were being rose tinted and now we're going depressed.
No, it's
now
still rose tinted. It's not how good COVID was.
It's like, it just goes to show that if you give like people on welfare more money, then mental health problems are nowhere near as bad.
It's just so funny thinking that all this stuff is a choice.
Exactly.
That's what you get from
that was amazing because it went up during COVID and then they're like, right, now to bring it back down.
Bring it down. Here's some money.
Go kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the problem? Go kill yourself.
We have decided, as the government, we want to go through with it.
Our policy is kill yourself. KYS. Cite your source on this, Lucas. Yeah, no. A daily dose of boy can fact check me.
No, I feel like I imagine suicide rates would go up because people are more isolated.
Do you want me to look it up now? I mean, I don't know. Hey.
Whoa. You're right.
Have a look at that, everybody.
Wait.
And that's the government. That's the government say that.
So you got to trust it.
cause of death overall recorded, blah, 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 6% less. I've never been so happy with the suicide statistics before.
Let's do something else.
So yeah, I think that's quite significant. I mean, look, I don't think this says anything about the increase in welfare. That's just one of the things I heard people saying as a possible explanation for it, which I think sounds good and it fits with my ideological beliefs. So that's why I'm going to believe it.
Yeah, of course.
And also, I want people on welfare to get more money.
Yeah.
So I'll say whatever needs to be said. So try fact check that. Okay.
Fact check my
fact
bias.
check that, huh?
I mean, you had a really cool thing happen in America where they like halved the homeless population.
I know, yeah.
During COVID, because they saw, instead of seeing them as like horrible rats that are here to eat your children, they started seeing them as horrible rats that were vectors of disease.
Yep.
So we had to put them in places where they won't be out on the street spreading it to everyone.
Yeah.
And that meant that literally they just got rid of so many homeless people. And once you put someone in a house, it makes them easier for them to continue normal lives and get jobs and do all these things. Not that a lot of homeless people have jobs in America, but just get out of the cycle of homelessness.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because straight after COVID, they were like, I like having homeless people in America more than I.
And now it's a massive problem, and now they're cracking down on it more with security measures as opposed to just housing them. I think the really funny thing was just how different, the social public response was between America and Australia. Obviously, I've never been to America, but just it seems like there was a lot more tension just about the lockdowns, which everyone talks about and stuff like that. But it's amazing how embraced it was in Australia.
Oh yeah,
especially in the wealthy areas. It was the most you see those American libs and stuff like that with the triple masks and everyone was like that here. That was by far the dominant position for most of the stuff, and other people were doing their best to keep up with most of the rules. Of course, in other not everyone was doing that. They had some very fun cookers down in Melbourne who were going crazy, and they were doing protests, but the protests were so small and there was no politicians saying this stuff.
By far, Australians love rules.
We love rules. We love authority. We love bureaucracy. That's why I'm the everyday Australian. It was totalitarian, but we loved it. We long for the totalitarian state.
I mean, the thing is, if you want action on climate change, you're going to have to. This is how it works. You're going to have to face restrictions to your consumption or all these different things. There's no other way around it.
This I really like. We're all convicts and need some rules, or it goes wild. I
don't even think it goes wild.
I really like I forget who. Oh fuck! I was literally reading his book the other day. Fuck, there's this.
Ron Jeremy.
No, it's just in terms of Australia's political economy, just the degree to which the fact that we were so the Australian populace was always so reliant on the colonial institutions. There was never much of a private sector. Everything was always directed by the state. It was a colonial state, and there was never any revolution from that. And so your early rich people and stuff, they were all given land by the state, and a lot of them were generals and military figures who got that because of their work in the government.
Yeah, right.
So it was
it was constant.
It's always been very state-led, and there's always been a lot of involvement by the government, and that still is the case now. We like to pretend that we're a bunch of rascals who like to run around with our helmets that look like post boxes.
We'll be the first to dob on our friends.
Yeah. we love dobbing.
It's amazing. I was going to say something interesting about, you mentioned the difference between the COVID response in the US and Australia. I felt a really weird cultural thing going to the US and seeing these triple mask libs.
Yep.
Because you don't actually have those people in Australia. It felt like over there, because it was so contentious and because there were so many people who did not want to
more of a statement,
who didn't want to do the basic thing of keeping their community safe. You had people who, it was a cultural, political gesture to be I am the safest, most virtuous person. And in Australia, that's just that kind of person did not exist. Yep. Everyone was just doing the bare minimum, more or less.
Well, it's I don't like wearing protest shirts to protests.
Yeah,
I like wearing my union and protest shirts just every day. When I go to a protest, I'm God, I don't want to show off this much. I'm such a pick me poser.
Yeah,
I look fake. But yeah, so if I was just surrounded by people who were screaming about no masks, no mask, no mask, but that's you wear. But that's the thing with these libs and stuff. It's always as a virtue. It's virtue signaling. It's look how good I am.
It's like a privileged way to engage with politics. You're like, I'm going to do this insofar as it shows my superiority.
And they may also, some of them may also just be hypochondriacs as well.
Yeah, well, some of them might also have actual
sucked.
Yeah.
Imagine COVID for hypochondriacs and like people who actually have those anxiety disorders over germs.
But not just hypochondriacs.
Trump,
like
imagine for Trump, he's a germaphobe, isn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been fucked for disabled people or anyone with like autoimmune disease. Yeah.
Do the platforms still give a shit about COVID misinformation? Isn't how
who does?
The platforms.
No. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'm only on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And all I get is COVID misinformation.
No, but like, it almost seems during COVID they were like taking stuff down.
Yeah.
Because that was being talked about as very bad. I don't know if they still care. We're not doctors. None of this is scientific, except for what I said about suicides. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, look up and listen to your doctor and listen to Greg Hunt. Even though he's no longer the Minister for Health,
just listen to him. Give him a listen.
Who knows what he's talking about?
Well, that's what I found really annoying on Twitter now, because like, again, Twitter got taken by Elon Musk, so I'm exposed to all this stuff, all this like, cooker content. But because he only took it now and COVID happened like 3 years ago, I'm exposed to like the aftermath of right-wing anti-COVID content. So all the posts I get is like, we already know it was a hoax, and I'm like, what? No, I want you to explain it to me. Yeah. Like, what happened? Like, what actually happened? But no, I've entered at the time where it's just like already concluded, and I'm like, man, I wish I knew what the hoax was.
What the whole talking stuff was.
I had
I've been trying to get you guys to talk about someone for ages, and now I'm in the partial driving seat. So we could just talk about it today. Ralph Babbitt.
Oh, he's a freaky dude.
Australian senator for the United States.
Let's do it. Let's do it when we get to the Australian section.
He loves talking about COVID. He's over in America right now. He's saying Kamala should be ashamed. It's like, you're the senator for Victoria, dickhead. Why are you talking about how LA has gone to shit?
It's insane. There's such, and it's crazy.
And it looks really silly.
What was so crazy going to America is that you encounter so many people. Australia was like a media spectacle during COVID, about our COVID.
Oh, yeah.
It was so crazy. Like, I'd speak to these, because I'd go to all these like right-wing things in America to like interview people. I kept hearing stuff about like, oh, they've got camps in Australia where they round up all these people. And like, and police are like police. Yeah, we do that to immigrants.
We do.
But
Don Dale.
police are like tackling people on the streets and like injecting them. I had to fight so hard to get a fucking vaccination. I won't say how I got it through mischievous means, but like, it wasn't easy.
I was working at the Health Services Union at the time, so I was a frontline worker, even though I was working at an office. Like, I think we got. Yeah, I won't say anymore.
But what they actually thought was going on in Australia? I've found out through like a long time of interacting with these people and like arguing with them online what actually happened in Australia during COVID. So when they talk about COVID camps, they're referring to a very specific thing. They're talking about they opened up quarantine centers next to airports.
Oh yeah.
So when you
like
fly in
and stuff,
you fly in, you have to stay there. And in their heads, this was like this crazy authoritarian thing, because like there were a couple of instances where someone escaped and the police brought them back, and they were like, "Oh my god, you haven't committed a crime. You're being held in this camp."
There's some guy who escaped and went to a brothel or something like that.
Piece of shit. It's so annoying. But it's just so funny that like this is like the limit of freedom. Or you got this country with like the biggest prison population in the world, and they're just, can you believe in Australia someone has to stay in a camp for 2 weeks when they voluntarily chose to come to a country that's under lockdown while they have COVID?
Well, a lot of people were returning.
Yeah.
People returning from overseas. Those hotel quarantines did sound fucked.
They sounded bad, but it's just like
I mean, they probably could have been run better or something. I agree with the policy. Then I just remembered as well. Do you remember when they would put up where all the COVID clusters was? Yeah. The funniest one, there was like a case in Sydney, And there was like an outbreak. He went to all these places and they put up where he'd been when he left the house.
Good.
And he just went to like 4 barbecue stores.
Yeah, just a tour of barbecue shops. That's what I really
so
liked.
Everyone was just saying like, I hope you found a barbecue.
Yeah. Well, what I loved about COVID was that, I mean, it's a bit dodgy. It's a bit kind of like scary and like, what is it called?
Antisocial.
Dystopic.
Dystopic, yeah, very good.
The fact that like we had such an insight into people's lives and such a public shaming of people who did weird stuff, that was pretty bad.
Well, you don't. I thought
but
you liked
I really enjoyed.
I thought you liked Mao.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't think he could grapple with
Dystopian, not dystopic.
Oh yeah, there we go, dystopian. I think you grapple with the media networks that we have now. Back then, it was just a struggle session, and it'd be your friends and family and normal people. This is like, how do I know that this guy went to 4 barbecue shops, and why am I writing on the internet that I hate him?
I didn't hate him.
No, I thought he was awesome.
I loved him.
I had a theory about him though. So in case you guys didn't know, so like whenever there'd be COVID clusters, they'd publicize like, one person went to this many places and they spread it this many times. Or
just
whatever.
say that.
No, I know, but I wanted to clarify it a bit. Yeah, but the barbecue shop guy, I think he operates like a rival barbecue franchise. He found out he had COVID and he went to all their stores. All of them closed down. Yeah.
Gotta go quick.
Yeah, so in a day, or he's like looking to open a new barbecue business or something's going on.
Yeah.
So he just like
take out the competitors.
box these guys. They have to close down for how long? Like 2 weeks.
It was chemical warfare.
Yeah. That's what I think it was. Why would you go to that many barbecue stores?
He was looking for a deal. There was another guy there was someone in Korea in the early days. I think he was like, you remember they were talking about like those asymptomatic
super spreaders.
I don't know if this turned out to be true, but like there was someone who they went like clubbing. And they just went to like every club in Seoul or something. And they were out all night. And then just every club got shut down.
Well, remember like the sexy one where like a security guard had like slept with someone in quarantine.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then we were all following this love story and we're like, oh my God, so naughty, they're going to spread it. But like, whoa, I can't imagine having sex in quarantine.
I think I might have told this story before it's true, but apparently...
Oh no, it's a fake.
Again, get me fact-checked, Daily Dose of Boy, put the article thing here. Apparently... in Austria or in Europe, there was a super spreader event very, very early on where a bunch of business people, I think they might have been in Davos or they were in some, like, or maybe it was Austrian. They went to have some retreat and you had people from Italy, Germany, Brussels, Austria, France, they were all there. And then they were playing a game. And one of them had COVID and they were playing a game in which they were spitting a ping pong ball into each other's beer as a drinking game. And one of them had COVID. So, of course, they all had COVID by the end of it. And then they all went back to their respective countries and then spread it then as well. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that
I think it makes sense. Sounds like something they would do. In LA, we had a guy lie about where he got COVID, which was like a new way you could spread. And the whole state went on lockdown for a few days until it was proven false. He worked at a pizza place. The news showed it. Police had to guard the pizza store for a while.
Yes. I was saying that people should just start, because there was like that nice fine window where you stopped logging your COVID cases, but there was still lots of COVID everywhere. And also people were still being paid for days off and stuff like that. There was like extra sick leave and stuff brought in or something. Or the government was coming in and stepping up. And I was like, everyone should just start saying they have COVID because you don't have to log it. Just tell your boss, and then if your boss isn't, then you go publicly shame them and say, I've got COVID and my boss is shouting at me. Yeah.
I mean, that's the saddest thing about America. It's such a like lack of freedom if you have to go to work.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, I'm sick. I'm going to make everyone sick in the business. The government should step in and be like, oi, let this guy have a break.
Yeah. I miss paid sick leave. Where are you from, Ghost Fossils? Or are you casual? Casual. Nice. And in Melbourne... And that's so fucking depressing. Labor got rid of the casual sick leave scheme. Fucking Andrews said he was going to bring it in. Labor was like, here's our new policy. It's not just a COVID. Sick leave for casuals. You're going to get paid out a minimum wage you can build up sick leave, and it goes across to all your things. And then Jacinta Allen's austerity, they got rid of it.
That's amazing. But why not
It's
do
not
that?
sad.
It sounds
it's
so
infuriating. It's enraging.
Evil. It's evil.
Get mad and angry. A casual worker is someone who
20 hours?
No, you can have 48 hours. You can have 38 hours of casual work. It's just a contract.
It's a contract based.
It's a contract in which you don't have any guarantee of long-term employment. So if you're a full-time or part-time, you then have things like, you can't just be fired, or if you get fired, it's unfair dismissal. These things come in. You have sick leave, you have holiday leave, you have all these things apply. If you're a permanent worker, if you're a casual worker, those don't apply. You still have unfair dismissal protections, inverted commas. You don't. It's not quite like a 0 hours contract, although that's an American thing. I don't really know how that works. But here, often a casual worker will be told, there's an agreement just between the two of you that you got 2 shifts a week, 3 shifts a week or whatever. It can be very regular work, goes on forever.
Yeah, you can mimic a full-time job,
but
without the protection.
Yeah, but you've got no protection for it.
Lucas looks like Borat. Can we get a Borat impression? Don't do it. Sacha Baron Cohen's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Borat's shit.
I was going to talk about that, but we've all been talked about before.
No, we can talk about it more on the stream, but do we want to... We can talk about it now.
It looks so Victorian.
You do?
You
do a bit. You're going to court someone in a park.
Mr. Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elizabeth's ankles.
Every girl that I liked had a crush on Mr. Darcy.
I know. What was so diggity about Mr. Darcy?
Diggity. I don't really know much about him. Wasn't he a bit of an asshole? He wanted to date that underage girl and she was too cool for him. Is that the story?
But he liked Elizabeth, and Elizabeth was the most assertive and kind of independent.
He's an autistic icon. I think everyone in that period it was autistic.
I was about to say we've got a lot of women watch this stream. Maybe they could let us know.
Oh, let us. Yeah, actually,
what's so cool about Mr. Darcy?
Yeah, what do we like about him? I just knew all the girls I liked him because all the girls I liked read a lot of books.
Darcy had a big one, huh?
Oh, he looks fucking good here. Look at that. Ho, 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 ho.
I do look like that.
Oh, you learn from mistakes and improve for love. That's nice. That's actually very nice. I'm starting to like him.
He's into Elizabeth, right?
I know
Elizabeth
nothing.
Bennett.
Is this Pride and Prejudice?
Yeah. He's a cool looking guy.
I've never read Pride and Prejudice, never watched the movie. I have a Pride and Prejudice pop-up book for my 4-year-old nephew that I've read. So I know more or less the contours of the story.
Mr. Bingley, that's right.
Who's Mr. Bingley?
I did Pride and Prejudice for year 12. That's how I knew what hypergamy was.
Very good.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I think we're not even arguing.
It's not an argument.
We're expressing our philosophies of pain.
Exactly.
But also, I was a pain expert. I'm a pain expert. I was doing promo work. I think I might have told you about this, where you'd be in supermarkets or different places, you'd be promoting things. You'd be like, "Oh, you should buy this thing," and then we were sponsored by Nurofen. So I had a job from Nurofen, and I would stand in
Woolworths, that's the dream job
in the shopping center.
I worked at Nurofen.
I would stand in the shopping center in the medication aisle. They gave me a lab coat that said pain expert, and on the back it says ask me for information about pain. So I just sound like a sadistic piece of shit. And I'd stand there, and usually with promo work it's good because you're giving free things to people. But Nurofen was so cheap, they're like, no, we want these teenagers to stand in the supermarket aisle and just tell people to buy this thing.
Maybe you can't
stand in front of the other
Nurofen.
Maybe.
That might be a legal
that
thing.
Makes sense, yeah. But yeah, so anyone coming through the medicine aisle, I'd be like, what seems to be ailing you? And I'd be like, the best one is Nurofen.
That's so irresponsible to put you in a doctor's coat.
It's crazy. And the fact that I'm there just like directing people away from the other brands without any obvious sign that I'm working for.
I mean, everything
Nurofen.
You buy except for painkillers in the pharmacy aisle of a Woolies and stuff, though, none of it does anything.
What about Tiger Balm?
The Tiger Balm, sure. But even Panadol. Panadol doesn't work.
There was an even more insane.
Nurofen's the only one that fucking works. I love it. I want to go take some Nurofen now.
There was another aspect that was even crazier. in that what I was spruiking was this new range that Nurofen was coming up.
Is it Vans?
No, it's not the fast ones. It's targeted. So you've got back pain Nurofen, period pain Nurofen.
Yeah, it's so bad.
And they were telling us in the fucking briefing for the thing, like, these are all the same ingredients, same everything. They're just more expensive and we want them to buy it.
Yeah.
And like they were kind of being a bit like funny about it, and they were trying, to be like, but don't tell anyone. And then like 5 years later, a thing came out and they had to pay like in a lawsuit for marketing this stuff. It was funny. I was on the ground. I was in the trenches helping.
Did you tell people?
No.
Okay.
I didn't talk to anyone.
No,
I did not participate in this job. I
you should have told me. I would have loved to learn more.
I had a folder as part of my doctor package.
Did you have a
stethoscope? Yeah.
I hear that you're in pain. Try Nurofen.
Try back pain. Try the pink period pain Nurofen that costs like $5 more. No, I just refused to do the work. So I would stand in the aisle and they gave me a little doctor's folder, but I just, instead of their painkiller notes, I'd put all my university readings in there. So I'd stand in the aisle just reading. So any secret shoppers, which is like the companies pay for people to come test out if you're doing the right thing. They come and see me and I'm very diligently studying the pain notes while I'm just doing my university readings. So it was okay. I didn't force anyone to buy Nurofen. Nurofen is ibuprofen, yeah, and Panadol is paracetamol.
What?
I thought it was opiates in the way this man is fiending. I mean, that's the same thing.
Now I'm talking about opiates.
In my family, if we did have painkillers, it was ibuprofen.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
Paracetamol. There was some study that said...
wasn't paracetamol just a blood thinner? What else? What does
that's
it do?
how it works.
Yeah.
And it does... It thins your blood, and that's how it can relieve pain. Whereas Nurofen is an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
And that's how it relieves pain. So that's why I think it's actually better for headaches. But I think there was some study that was like in 50% of all cases that people take paracetamol, it's less effective than placebo. Like people take it for everything that it's not actually effective with. Apparently it's good with fevers.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So it's good with fevers.
That's a whole other philosophy.
Aspirin's the blood thinner, sorry. How does Panadol? Panadol is the... It just
a brand
dulls the
name.
nerves or something. It's,
Well, I thought it was just a
paracetamol
blood
is
thinner.
fevers. Think this person said exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I do know what I'm talking about.
But I also think as a fever reducer, it's useless. Like it does that job, but that depends on what school. No, it does help, but it depends on what you want from a fever. Like the fever is a body's natural reaction to something,
Yeah, but you
and
don't
bringing
need to
down your
feel that.
temperature is a way to stop you feeling the symptoms of a fever. But like your body's raising the temperature to kill certain things in the body that they don't want in
But
there.
I don't think reducing the pain effects of that makes the
It's not the
body
pain.
response.
It cools down your body.
And you're saying that you get sicker longer.
There's two different schools of thought about it.
No, I don't believe that at all.
Well, my brother's a doctor, and this is a contentious thing within the medical community. It's just like there's the Eastern and Western school, and Western is all about treating symptoms and getting people on with the work, and there's a different school that's like if you lean into the intensity of the symptoms, the raising temperature will kill this thing off potentially sooner.
Sure.
Again, but this is...
He is a pain expert, everybody. He is a pain. You just committed a fallacy, by the way.
What?
Appeal to authority. It's a logical fallacy.
Oh, well, no, I'm just...
if you don't even know your logical fallacies, how are you supposed to know anything about painkillers?
I think appealing to authority is fine in this situation because you were so dismissive until I said that, and you were like, okay, what does he have to say? I had to get a foot in the door somehow.
I don't respect your brother. I don't respect you. I've met your brother.
No, but I'm not saying he believes in this. I'm saying that there is a contention. Like,
sure,
it exists. It's not like it's not some wacky far off theory.
Sure.
It's like there.
I don't believe it.
Okay, yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
believe it.
That's fine. Debate perverts, no. I like to argue. I refuse to learn about what a debate is.
I did a 101 philosophy at uni. That's why I know what a logical fallacy is. But I do love an ad hominem. Sometimes you just gotta do an ad hominem.
A person like you would say that, wouldn't you? Yeah. You junkie.
But I mean, junkies like you would like that, wouldn't
they? I hate it. I hate people who talk about debate stuff. It's just annoying. Arguing is sacred. Don't fucking turn it into some freaky science. Arguing is a part of the human experience.
What I found really annoying about it was you had to learn all these terms or these fallacies, and then they'd give you an argument, and they'd be like, identify the fallacies, and I'd be like, well, what this person is saying makes no fucking sense. I don't remember all your dumb, stupid little labels to apply to this to say that. I can just tell inherently that this is shit. And also, then when I had to write an argument, I wrote an argument and I got good marks for it. I don't fucking know what I was doing. It was just an inherent thing. It was like, this is just like the charisma command version of teaching how to argue.
Yeah.
It's like, don't break it down. Just let charismatic people be charismatic.
I think it's really sick people who are into it and like and love all these terms. It's fucking like it's like as I said, arguments are sacred. It's like imagine a group of people who do this about sex. They're like, oh, they did the tongue swell and the thing. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Like, do what feels good. That's the point of arguing. Do what brings you pleasure and what brings pleasure to or pain to the other person. Yeah. Just like sex.
Yes. No, it's like these pickup artist people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, it's like, no.
Bastardizing
no.
A sacred human activity.
Yeah.
That's the one. Forcing people to work no matter what and masking pain with medication is a symptom of a colonial Christian nationalist mindset. Well, I was going to say it's just capitalism. You know, the reason that Lucas, are you listening from over there? Yeah. The reason that this school of thought on pain medication has been so prolific here in the West is because we treat labor as in a specific way, and it's just like instead of appealing to their pain, what we can offer you is masking the symptoms so you can continue outputting everything you can all the time. And it's just you said it before. You're like, if you have the privilege to not
sure,
do
that's
it.
not what you were saying about the paracetamol though.
What do you mean
about reducing the?
Oh no, that's a different thing.
Okay,
no, this is about the initial thing. Yeah,
sure.
That's not capitalism. That's just like
that's a different scientific
theories about
treating illness and disease. Yeah,
or treating specifically fevers. It's not even like
not even everything else.
Yeah.
Appeals to the pain fallacy, doesn't he? Oh, I see.
I worked so hard, I had to live off painkillers. I was hit by a car riding my motorbike to work and have been disabled since. And learning to accept pain and let my body rest has been a lifetime. Holy shit. Like, I've never come close to any amount of pain like that. I can't speak of that. That's fucking, great that you're feeling better.
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that is a problem with like the overprescriptions of opioids and stuff like that.
Well, I think they're great for, extreme pain. I think it's like, it just like, what's the word, dovetails with like what's demanded of workers at the moment. It's just like, shut up, mask whatever the fuck's going on and get back to work.
Yeah, but that's how I like to be. Cool. I think all my most amusing personality quirks are all based on neuroses and repression.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But
if I were to become Zen all of a sudden, I'd be so fucking boring. Yeah. I'd be like Dan.
No, but you know what's
the guy who was on the stream the other day.
You know what's really good? Talk about neuroses and this. Well, you know the best part about not taking painkillers is?
What?
You get to complain to everyone about how much your head hurts.
I still do that.
Oh, okay.
And just take painkillers.
Oh, fair enough. I love complaining.
But the funny thing is, like, if I'm also a toxic male, so when I get injured in sport or something like that, I can't show that I'm in any pain. So it's like the really minor pains, I'm always like, fuck this, I need Panadol. But if I've actually got anything, I just need to walk it off and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I think that is a very male thing. I have a weird 2-tier pain response in that it's either that, it's ignoring it to be manly, or I can be like I can complain about pain a lot if I think it's not productive pain. If I get hurt in a sport, that's fine. That's just pain. If someone's massaging me and I don't like it, I will complain about how much it hurts. Yeah. I will it doesn't have to be that painful. At the softest thing, I'm just like, I want you to stop doing this, and I think it's stupid. So I will amp up my response to it and look like a little baby.
Yes, you do. I do know that.
Yeah.
But the last time I tried to give you a massage, God, he complained so much. God, relax.
Yeah.
Haven't even got into the good part yet.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think like the pain response, the manly pain response turns on and off depending on whether I think the pain is justified.
Yeah, well, it's like what they say about the man flu as well.
Yeah.
It's like you get a little sniffle and you're like, I'm dying, I'm sick. But then like you get a nail through your fucking hand and you're like, fine, I'm absolutely fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, like, that's the most fucked thing. So I cut my knee open at the beach. It was really bad, like down to the bone. It was fucking horrible. And I did it because I'm a pervert. I mean, it's a funny way to say it. I was just distracted while walking around the beach because everyone's dressed all nice and scantily clad, and I wasn't watching.
I have no trouble walking around the beach, by the way. But go on.
Yeah, well, this was a specific beach because it was Clovelly, so it's all concrete and rocks as far as the eye can see.
The beach.
I don't always go to Clovelly. In fact, I don't even go there anymore because I got so injured. But yeah, I wasn't looking where I was walking, and I fell, tripped over, smashed my knee into a rock, and I got up and pretended nothing happened. I didn't look at my knee. I didn't know what the situation was because I could not show to. No one was watching, but just mentally, I couldn't show that anything had happened. Yeah. So I get up, dust myself off, kind of have a laugh, like, oh, that was embarrassing, haha. And I walk back to Alex, and he was just like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, what do you mean? And then I finally look down, and it's just my fucking bone is out, and it's like bleeding everywhere. It's so funny. It's so funny how much like social pressure can help you mask anything. But you mask that initial bit, and then the rest of the time you're fine. It was really funny because we were there with a couple of friends, and the other ones were trying, they saw this horrific situation. They were trying to not inflame it. Yeah. So they were just like, oh, what happened? Oh, that's okay. Well, like maybe we should go like get a stitch up. And Alex is like screaming. He's like, what the fuck is that? You could see your like fat, like little layer of fat jiggling on the edge of your knee is just, and he was just freaking me out. I was like, what? What do you mean? What is it?
You really do tell a lot of stories.
But that one's fine.
It is
just
fine.
Getting hurt.
Aleksa Law, they call it. This person doesn't know how to fucking spell your name.
Aleksa. Whoa, thank you. You like my family. I get dizzy when I see my own blood. I love seeing my own blood.
Yeah, I got no problem with blood either.
I love getting blood taken.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's like, it's the closest thing I've ever come to God, in the sense that like, I've got all this thing inside my body, and it's like, it's moving around and it's keeping everything functioning. The only reason I'm able to do all this stuff is because my body's doing what it needs to do, but I never get to see it.
I don't believe in blood.
Well, that's the thing.
Chi.
Yeah, it's all chi.
It's all chi. That's what I reckon.
But I never get to see it. It's like this thing that's going on inside me. And when they actually take my blood and I see it going into the thing, I'm like, okay, it's working.
Yours goes like that into the thing?
Yeah.
Mine just goes...
Whoa, you're high pressure.
Yeah.
Probably all the new blood thinner.
That's why I take them.
No, you see it coming out, and you got like a physical representation of your body doing its job. Yeah. I can finally see it because I don't see my blood pumping ever. I have no idea what's going on in there. I want to 3D model my own skull so much. Holy shit. It's
a bit narcissistic, don't you think?
Of your own skull?
I want of Yorick's. That's who I want.
That's from Macbeth. Oh no, it was the other one.
Hamlet.
Same thing.
Oh man, can I tell a funny story? Mm-hmm. I think I need paint to demonstrate though.
Okay. So do we have paint?
A while ago, I was at the doctor's, and yeah, I was just at the doctor, and the doctor was drawing a little diagram for me, and as they took out I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's personal. Mind your own business. But they took out this notepad to draw this diagram for me, and I could see what the doctor had written or drawn on a previous patient's thing. And this is what was drawn.
Oh, you should use a brush sticker. It might be easier. Okay. Like the thing that you clicked off.
This.
A bunny rabbit?
There's the man.
What, he had a big belly and a penis.
That's what the doctor had drawn.
What the hell is that?
That's what the doctor had drawn. So that's like, it's not a very good drawing, but that's...
Was the doctor's drawing this bad?
That's the belly. That's like the foot, and we know what the rest of it is. So like, in what context would a doctor need to draw this belly?
This is you.
I went to the doctor, and this is what I took out a notepad to draw me a diagram, and this is what he had drawn previously.
On the previous page.
I was imagining that he was like, no, it is there. It's just
underneath.
Let me draw it for you. Yeah. See, it's underneath. Oh, thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
Lucas, you're talking about exactly scene from Big Lebowski.
Huh?
Remember that? The scene from
Wait, did you
Big
just
Lebowski?
misremember a movie?
No, there's a guy taking notes in Big Lebowski, and then he goes to look at his notebook later to see what he had drawn, and there was just a picture of a guy.
I don't think that is Big Lebowski. I don't remember that from Big Lebowski.
Ask chat. Is that?
No, someone said it's like that bit in the
Big
Big Lebowski.
Lebowski. Wow.
Wait, did you just? Is this a false memory?
no.
The same bit, but it's like the Big Lebowski.
That's very funny and very strange.
Funny
I wish you could have
story.
asked what it was.
Yeah.
Did the man who walked out of the wedding movie from you look like that?
Where did the? Oh, there it is. That's amazing.